I'm Lucy Pringle, and I want to tell you about my first personal experience in a crop circle. It's a wonderful story, and it all began on a very hot summer's day in July 1990. And I was booked to have my very first flight over the crop circles. But the night before, I'd been playing a fast game of tennis, and I'd hurt my shoulder, my right shoulder, really very badly. And in fact, that evening, when I tried to get my hand up to clean my teeth, I simply couldn't do it. However, I managed to get down to the airfield the next day with my sister and a friend, and we took off. We flew over these wonderful, wonderful, enormous great circles, which we call pictograms. And they were about 600 feet in length, and unless you flew over them, you wouldn't have believed how marvellous they were. And it was a day I'll never forget. And as we were driving home, I suddenly realized that in fact my shoulder was troubling me very badly. So we stopped in a little field that belonged to a friend of mine, and I got out my pendulum and I dowsed for the place of the highest energy. And I sat down, and suddenly I realized that an energy was rippling through my shoulders. What on earth was happening, I wonder? So I lifted up my damaged arm, but it wasn't damaged anymore. It was healed. I couldn't believe it. So I called to Maggie. I said, "Listen, Maggie, come and sit here." I just said it was a good spot. I didn't say what had happened to me. And I went off and I dowsed and I measured up. Now Maggie has a condition called systemic scleroderma, and this means that she's been propped up in bed with pillows every night for years. Well, when I came back, I couldn't believe my eyes. There she was, lying flat out, stretched flat out on the ground. What had happened to both Maggie and I? And this started me on my journey into the magical world and the exciting world of the crop circles. Since then, I've continued flying in helicopters, and I've built up the most comprehensive UK crop circle photographic library. And it's there for the world to see and the world to enjoy and people to use my pictures. My website is lucypringle.co.uk. I've also continued with my research, and this at present is focusing on the temporary relief of Parkinson's. I work with scientists all over the world, and what we're finding is that when we take people into crop circles, genuine crop circles, that their shaking stops, albeit on a temporary basis. We're using scientific medical research. This is all documented on my website. I believe that, I'm sure you know somebody with Parkinson's. It's a desperate, debilitating condition. And I believe that if the crop circles, the research we're doing into crop circles, can in any way advance the scientific medical research into this condition, that will be testimony, one of the testimonies to the value of the crop circles. I need to raise a minimum of $40,000 in order to stay up in the air, to provide the world with these fabulous pictures, which are on my website, and to continue with my research. So please help me. Please help me as much as you possibly can. Thank you. Thank you very much.